here is such an incredible actor. So that helps as well.
I think, like with the other games that I mentioned, and with most video games, their process is you're isolated, you're by yourself, you're one actor with a microphone in a booth, and that lends one performance, which can be good. But Naughty Dog's performance, or their process for performance capture, which is really, it's no longer really motion capture, because it's not just capturing the motion, it's capturing the performance. Even the industry looks to Naughty Dog for this way, because it's been so successful with Uncharted. And I think that there wasn't much of a learning curve, because it's really just us as actors doing what we do on stage. It was much more liberating than for me than to be just in a booth with a microphone, actually, to be able to perform with another actor and be able to play in that space. It's one of those refreshing things.
Well, let's take a look at what a finished scene looks like, and then we'll sort of break down what it's like to do performance capture at Naughty Dog and sort of the evolution of your characters.
Thanks for the rocks and all. Ellie. Hey, Joel?
Bill!
What are you doing?
Bill! Turn around and get on your knees.
Calm down a second.
Turn around.
All right.
Get on your knees. Don't test me.
Just take it easy.
Any bites? Anything sprout?
God damn it, I'm clean!
I see so much as a trick. Ow! Stop! Son of a bitch!
You done?
Am I done? You come into my house, you set up all my traps, you damn near break my shooting arm. Who the fuck is this punk and what's she doing here?
I am none of your goddamn business, and we're here because you owe Joel some favors. You can start by taking these off.
I owe Joel some favors. Is some kind of joke?
I'll cut to the chase. I need a car.
Well, it is a joke. Joel needs a car. Well, if I had one that works, which I sure as hell don't, what makes you think I'd just give it to you? Huh? Yeah, sure, Joel. Go ahead. Take my car. Take all my food, too, while you're at it.
By the looks of it, you could lose some of that food.
Listen to me, you little shit.
No, fuck you. You handcuffed
I
me.
need you to shut up. All right?
Whatever favors you think I owe you ain't worth that much.
Actually, Bill, they are.
Well, it don't matter because I don't have a car that works.
But there is one in this town.
Parts. There are parts in this town.
Meaning that you could fix one up.
All right. I'm gonna do this. There's some gear I'm gonna need. All right. It's on the other side of town. Now you help me go gather it, and maybe I can put something together that runs. But after this, I owe you nothing.
That's fine. A couple of days from now, we'll probably be dead anyway.
Good. Follow me. Whole goddamn town's booby trapped. Now stay right on my ass.
Can't miss it.
Knock it off.
That's some really incredible performance work from the both of you. And you really sort of have a great relationship on stage, and it feels really natural. What is a typical, like Neil comes to you and he says, I've got a scene for you. How, like, take us through a whole typical, how's it go from there?
An average day for us when we're shooting, the first thing that we'll do is Neil's very good about giving us materials like the sides, as we say, or the script for those scenes a couple of days ahead of time, so we're able to look through and kind of read and start digesting that scene, because typically they're very intense scenes and there's a lot of content in a very small amount of space. So then we'll finally get on to the set on, say, a Wednesday. And the first thing that we'll do is we'll sit down at a table and we'll just do a table read. We'll read through those scenes and just talk out the scenes to each other, discuss the different ideas and how those scenes are important to the story, how our characters fit into that story, what we're thinking about it, any questions that we have, and we really spend a lot of time, several hours, just talking about it. And then once we feel comfortable with it, the words are in place, then we go out onto the stage and we get it on its feet, as we say. We'll spend several hours just rehearsing, and we'll go through all of the scenes, piece by piece, soup to nuts, to make sure that the blocking, just where I'm going to be, where Ellie's going to be, is there going to be a truck here, where's the door, we walk through this way, getting the logistics of the scene worked out. And that gives us the freedom over the next 2 days to shoot those scenes with a lot of flexibility and a lot of freedom and a lot of time to really make sure that all of the moments are really being hit, all the beats are there, and that the intention of those scenes, the reason why they even exist, is really seen.
Well, Neil mentioned in the video how really tries to take some of your dialogue into the way that Ellie speaks. It's true, though. I mean, he does do that. I mean, it's a very collaborative environment.
Yeah.
How much does it change between table read to rehearsal? Like when you come in, you see a script. How much input, does it change from there?
Yeah, Neil, I'll keep saying this, Neil is such an incredible writer. So a lot of time when we have the rehearsals, sometimes it doesn't stray that much from what's on the page because, especially over time, I think Neil's gotten to know us and has gotten to know the characters so well that he knows how they're going to sound with everything that he's written. So, but oftentimes it's been pretty nice because we'll sit there and we'll be like, man, I feel like, if Ellie were in this situation, she might be more like this. I don't know, what do you think? And, he might do the same thing with Joel. And so it's been such a collaborative team effort, which I think is pretty interesting to have with a video game.
Mm-hmm. Or with anything. Even with film.
Anything, yeah.
I feel that more often than not, what we end up doing is taking away as opposed to adding. A lot of times, especially in film, or really in video games, because a narrative being in a video game is still a very, very young thing. People are still trying to develop that. And a lot of times the typical response to a moment not being impactful enough or the story not being clear enough to the player is to add dialogue or to add something that hey, where are you going? Well, I'll tell you where I'm going. It's very much on the nose, as we say. And because the story is already so well defined and it's so visceral, that takes the onus off of our characters to tell the story. We really just let the world, the environment, and the events of the story tell the story, as opposed to us having to do all of the exposition. And so I think the main thing that changes from a table read to what we actually shoot is we end up really paring down that script to moments like you saw if you watched the Gamescom trailer that we showed last night, where it's just one line. It says, "How did you know about the ambush?" Because I bet on both sides. Oh, it's a very, very small thing to say, but there's so much that's said, and there's a lot of, like Bruce said, there's a lot of weight to everything.
How much room is there to sort of ad-lib, or when you're on stage, like how defined are the lines when you go in? You have a lot of freedom to...
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that comes from Neil being a very confident writer. He's very passionate about this story, so is Bruce. And we've proven ourselves now to this point, after a year and a half of working on this, that we're equally invested. And so there's a lot of trust. We have to trust him as a director, as a writer. He has to trust us as actors. And I think that relationship, just like in the game, it really does mirror the relationship that Joel and Ellie have, the same relationship that Ashley and I have, and Neil and Bruce and I have. It's all one that's based on trust, and because the relationships are so key in this game, then it has to be the exact same way for us making the game.